How's it going, my dudes? Welcome back to another video. I'm so excited for this video today. I lucked out on an Arcanist, so the moment I got her, I knew that I would have to build her because she is so good for what she is about to do and what I'm about to show you. So let's take a look at her stats first, alright? So she has about 20k HP, no big deal, 4200 attack, some defense, mediocre speed, and full crit rate but very poor crit damage, okay? And she also have about 40% hit. So there are mainly two ways for you to play with her. One is PvE, one is PvP. They don't really... I mean, you can use her for both, but well, I guess for PvE, you don't really want to build her more offensively. I think you want to build her more defensively so that she can sustain. I mean, unless you are in the end game, then probably, you know, maybe this passive might be good. So one of her passive is when you attack enemies with negative status effects, 70% chance to remove damage, increase damage by 20%. So there's some bonus damage, especially when you're hitting the boss who has dots or whatever. She's gonna be a little bit stronger there. But otherwise, I won't be using this passive for today. Let's look at another one. Gain immunity against action lock, 30% chance to ignore enemies' resistance. So this is also pretty good for bosses because like the Colossus, he has a lot of resistance. So either one of these two, depending on your build, if you are more defensively, you can play with this. If you are more offensive, you can play with this. And let's look at her S2s, okay? Attack enemies with arcane power 4 times at random for each negative effect on an enemy. Attacked an additional time, up to 4 more times. So that totals up to 8. I've already tested that. Enemies without buffs are targeted first. Each attack deals 155% of attack in damage. And then the other skill is pretty similar here. Attacks enemies with Arcane Lightning 4 times at random, and an additional bolt for each of the enemy's buffs, up to 4 more times. So again, that's a total of 8 hits. Each bolt deals 80% of damage, 80% of attack in damage, and has an 80% chance to convert enemies' buffs to poison for 2 turns. Enemies with buffs are targeted first. So this character, I mean this skill is like the polar opposite of this, right? Enemies without buffs are targeted first. Here is enemies with buffs are targeted first. So you're going to be using this skill mainly to strip. So the moment you strip, you convert the buff into a poison dot. So really good for Colossus in the sense that you can remove the attack buff and convert it into one single dot. That's a little bit of utility there, I guess. And for this skill, it's more PvP focused, I think. It's more PvP focused because you're just going to attack random enemies, and enemies without buffs are targeted first. So in PvE, well, the boss is the only one who has a buff. So most of the time, if you're going to be using this skill instead of the strip, your Arcane Shock is just going to be hitting the towers. So you're not going to be using this for PvE. You're more likely going to be using this for PvP, which is the main focus of this video today. Arcane Bullet, that's a S1, fires 2 Arcane Bullets to attack an enemy. Each attack deals 200% of attacking damage. If attacks deal critical damage, 70% chance to reduce the enemy's attack and poison them for 2 turns in succession. So you definitely need to have a 100% crit rate on this character. That's definite. So the moment she crits, she will drop two dots as well as 1 stack of attack break. So that's really useful. And of course, she has a crit rate leader in case you I'm short on crit rate, which I would not suggest you be. So like me, I have a 100% crit rate. That is what you should try to achieve for. Okay, and then my runes are basically attack, crit rate here, and attack here. So it's really terrible runes. As you can see, that there is only the crit rate rune is plus 15. Nothing else is even leveled up much. So let's take a look at how effective she can be. I'll be doing some arena runs, and oh no, Aish, Calibria, no bueno, why are you like this? You were so good. You were so good to me 2 days ago, the past 2 days. And you came back to your true form once more. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how she really works well with characters that can do really strong debuffs, but on a single target basis. Okay, so one such example is Enchantress. So with her charm, sends Hearts of Love to charm an enemy, clear their energy, stun them for 1 turn, and slow them for 3 turns. So everything about this skill is awesome. So as you can see, bam. Okay, so the cat's energy is completely depleted. She has a stun and she has 3 turns of slow. That's crazy. I mean, that character is screwed. Okay, so this skill is so good that it completely nullifies one entire enemy, right? So this is where defuse gets useful. If you defuse this character, well, hopefully you don't get resisted. So that's the point of the hit percentage. So there you go. So now the other two cats are not only slowed but stunned. Yeah. So now I use Arcane Shock, right? Enemies without buffs are targeted first. So I guess, yeah, she will just shoot. Oh, whoever who hadn't had a buff. So the moment you hit the cat, she gets a boost by a passive, right? So that's why she's like hitting all the cats. Okay, so there is another way to make her even more OP, which is to use yet another buff, a debuffer that complements your existing debuffer. So like Popo. I have Popo on his Bamboo Grove. So debuff, Bamboo Grove. God damn it. Alright, so hopefully this time this enemy doesn't die immediately, alright? Jeez, come on. Okay. Wind's Blessing. Sweet Charm. I want to get rid of the Succubus first. Okay, Bamboo Grove. Come on. Okay, solid. Fantastic. All the debuffs are there. Oh, you got a free turn as well. Okay, I guess you can kill this or not. Okay, so take a look at defuse this time around. All right. Look at, oh my goodness. Okay, look at the Windwalker and the Spider Queen as well. So now they have 2 stacks of dots. So the dots can be restacked. You should assume that this will be true. So as you can see, they are just chock full of debuffs right now, and they're all stunned and slowed, and their team is pretty much screwed at this point. Oh, I'm gonna get a notification real soon. Cause yeah, even if they have a comeback, my Enchantress still has a reduce of energy on her second skill. Oh, there we go. So that's crazy. Really useful. I'm not gonna like attempt all these difficult enemies because my girl Arcanis, she's not really well built. So oh man, this is hard. Stop. Okay, maybe this looks plausible. Okay, so I'm gonna run this on auto because everything is on the third skill, so it should go as planned. Okay, so as you can see, the AI here knows who to defuse. Do you see that? The AI knew who would be the best target to defuse, which is the Una. Wow, I can't believe I got so ruined by this. Well, thankfully that works. Okay, so I understand that not everyone has the same team as me. No one has an Enchantress and a Arcanis at the same time, right? So do not worry, I do have free-to-play alternatives for you. So here are about 4 free-to-play options that I can think of right off from the top of my head, right? Because I recently did a tier list. Okay, so the first one is Magic Witch. Did you watch the tier list? Okay, so if you look at her S3B, attack the enemy with Hypnotic Staff to deal 655% of attacking damage. Sleep the target for 2 turns. Take note that you should always prioritize. Okay, I mean, if you're gonna automate your PvP runs, you should prioritize your S3 to be the skill that you want to use. If not, you have to opt for a passive on S3 so that you can use one of the S2s. If you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a guaranteed sleep. Okay, it's a guaranteed sleep. So if you can sleep one target, you can diffuse that sleep to sleep everyone else in the enemy's lineup for 2 turns. So she is going to be a good replacement for Enchantress. Well, she at least just replaces the fact that you can CC one unit for 2 turns entirely, which is kind of what Enchantress does. Next, you can also use white, because as long as you have a passive here, right? Just have one of these 2 passives, she will automatically use her S2. So depending on whether you want to reduce their attack or reduce their defense, you can choose whichever debuff you want. So you can use this, reduce the defense. Hopefully the main target gets the defense debuff. The rest don't really matter, so that when you defuse, everyone else will still have it. And also, if you go over here, same thing for Orc Warrior. For his second skill, Tornado Slash, he will defense break all the enemies, but hopefully the main target, like I said, he is defense broken. And of course, we also have Cheetah. If, like, let's say you want to spam dot. So Cheetah has a really insane chance to land a dot, and if she lands 3 dots, you can just defuse these 3 dots to everyone, and that would equate to 6 ticks worth of damage, which is 6 times 5, 30% of the enemy's HP, just by defusing a Savage Tear just like that. So these are the free-to-play options that you can use. Of course, these are not the only free-to-play options that you can use. There are also Net Force. So depending on what Net Force you have, some may be really useful, such as, I believe, Centaur. Okay, so Centaur, he reduces their energy by 30%, slows them for 2 turns, so you have a slow here. I believe he has a stun as well, I'm not sure where it is. Okay, yeah, he also has a trample that stuns enemies, so, well, the rates are not really good though. Yeah, but, well, I mean, these are like other options that you can use. So, yeah, that's it for, I guess, showcasing Arcanist on PvP. Let me know what you think about Arcanist. How do you use her? Do you play her offensively? Do you play her defensively? Do you use her for PvE? If you do, what's the lineup that you use? I might make a video on Arcanist in the future because I already have a build anyway. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again, as always, in the next one.